Loophole did you exploit for years before someone found out? Used to live in an apartment across the road from a casino whilst at university. They released an app where if you check in you get points that go towards free food and drinks. Because I was close enough to the casino I could just check in without going to the casino itself. Every Saturday I used to get a free burger, fries and drink and watch sport in the sports bar. They eventually scrapped the app. It was awesome considering I was a broke uni student. Living near and attending our local university. While working full-time in an economy in the midst of a recession I barely had enough money to pay the bills, let alone eat. Where I live is very well known for its tourist industry and casinos, so I had quite a few friends who worked in it and would tell me about these massive employee lunch and cafeterias. At that time there were no ID cards or lanyards to be scanned or checked, all you needed was to find it and be dressed appropriately to the employer's dress code. After my friend and I did a dry run on one of those trips, in order for me to find it without getting lost I would go it alone. For almost 3 years I had lunch/dinner for free, learning the peak service times and the dead zones. Even got along with some of the cafeteria workers and custodial crews. My current apartment complex, they just changed the laundry machines, so you need to use this super shitty slow app. I found out if you press start on the app and start on the machine and then back out of the app while it's chatting with the machine will start but won't charge any money. Been washing and drying for free for a few months. App name is similar to Smogs or Small Payments. $100 a month to park a really pimped out van in a heated garage in Boston. If you parked front and no one could see you. Found a spot near an electrical outlet and ran a line into the van. Paid for a $10 gym across the street that was open for 24 hours, so I had all the hot showers I wanted. Served at a nearby restaurant, so ate most of my meals for free. Watched TV on my laptop with the free Wi-Fi from the coffee shop above me. Literally lived in downtown Boston for $310 a month while I went to college.
There is an app for a local burger chain where it allows you to roll the dice to get a code for a free double patty burger upgrade. It was designed so you could only try it once per day, and it even shows the date of the roll on the code so the cashier could verify it. However, I found out that you can just change the date on your phone and try again immediately. If you got nothing, change it again and just keep going until you get the code. Then, when you got the code, you change the date back to current date and the app updates the code so it looks like you rolled it today. I got free burger upgrades for years until they finally got rid of the feature altogether. I don't know if anyone ever figured out this exploit, they removed it for other reasons. Growing up I worked at a chain grocery store. They had a policy in place that if an item price label didn't match the scanned price in the computer, the first item was free and any subsequent items would be for whichever price was lower. Every few months an elderly woman would come in and spend 4 to 5 hours shopping. When she would come up to the register, she would have a full cart and near everything would be free. I had to ring her out a handful of times and only caught a few items overall that she was wrong on. At one point, she found a comforter BBB mislabeled and got it for free, $40 to $50 sticker price. More than once the store manager would watch her on the store cameras to ensure she wasn't switching the stickers, but never saw her do anything sneaky, just very calmly looking over every item shelved one at a time. Eventually the policy changed and she stopped coming in at all. TL/DR store managers hate this one simple trick. Parking meters took credit cards. But they weren't actually connected to a live network at all times. The machine just confirmed the card number was valid and was not expired, then spit out a valid pass. So when my card number got stolen and replaced, I kept my old, cancelled card. Of course when the system tried to run the card later it would be declined. My car and I were long gone by then. Sadly they wised up and now it charges your card before giving you a pass. There used to be this app called Free Rice or something on Facebook back when it first came out. It was a widget I think, where you could answer multiple choice questions and for each one right you would have a grain of rice donated to a family. While that was quite shit because a bowl of rice was a ton of grains, so I one day found out while playing that if I knew an answer 100% I could spam click the answer repeatedly until I got bored, and when the website finally loaded in my selection it would count as a ton of right answers. I eventually earned about 500,000 grains of rice for some family, if they actually ended up donating it. Staples used to let you recycle an infinite amount of ink cartridges at $2 a pop. My old job used to run through ink cartridges at an insane rate, and it happened to be my duty to recycle them. I brought them to Staples and recycled them under my Staples Rewards account to what amounted to hundreds of dollars over time. If there wasn't something in the store I wanted to buy with the coupons, I could buy from their online store, which had video games, TVs, and other non-office items. If I still didn't see something I wanted, I could buy a Visa gift card or gift card to another store via their website to translate the money into direct cash. Staples eventually put a 10 cartridge per month cap on recycling, which ended my madness. All technically legal, mind you. One week the local Chick-fil-A put a coupon in a local coupon magazine flyer, which was buy one, get one free, any item on the menu. Next to that coupon they had a 50% off any menu item. I carefully checked, and neither coupon mentioned cannot be combined with any other offer anywhere on it. So I ran out to the local grocery store and grabbed a stack of these flyers. Sure enough, the next week the offer was gone, but it was too late to stop me. I spent almost 2 years as a grad student living almost exclusively off of 128-count nugget platters that I would get for 25% of the cost, first half off, second free. Place went under new management and they put up a sign saying they would no longer be accepting those coupons. Not entirely sure if that was due solely to me or if anyone else was pulling the same thing. I had about 20 coupon pairs left when they shut it down. I had a similar thing with my friend and canned tuna. We were shopping after our gym visit and came across some incredibly cheap tuna, not even on sale. I think an ordinary can cost something like $1.50, but this was like 30 cents. So naturally we bought like 30 cans each on multiple occasions, and a few weeks later the price had gone up to something like $1.30 instead. I'd like to believe we were the culprits of that. Used to work at Starbucks like 7 years ago, and they used to print these receipts where if you filled out a survey it would give you a 6-digit code which you could then exchange for a free drink. However, when you gave in the receipt with the code, we would just toss it in the garbage and then give the free drink. So over a shift I would just keep all the survey receipts when people didn't want them, write random numbers on them, then keep a wallet full of free coffee. Since I already got tons of free drinks, I would give them to homeless people and explain it was good for a free coffee. Probably gave away like 100 free drinks. My family used to go to this campground in the summer and rent a little cabin for like a week. In the main building there was a little arcade, mostly older games, and a foosball table, and an air hockey table. What most people didn't know was, the air hockey table was broke. If you put quarters in, you could push the plunger to start the machine and then get your quarters back if you did it just right. A couple of years in a row were super fun because me and one other kid that knew would keep air hockey going for the entire time. The arcade would be filled with kids who would often play other games while waiting their turn at air hockey. They must have found out after a few years though, because one year we went back and it was fixed. The arcade was also a complete ghost town, and the campground made no money off it after that. That's when I fully realized and understood the concept of a loss leader at like 13 years old. Got keys to a new flat on a Friday afternoon. The place had electric but it wasn't in my name. Went to the electric company just before closing and the lady said, "Flat 8 you say?" We only have record of 7 flats on that building. Tell you what, glances at the clock, come back Monday with the serial number on your meter, and we'll get you all hooked up. I never went back and enjoyed free electric for over 2 years until I moved out. Edit to clarify, when I say wasn't in my name, this was originally a large single-dwelling property that had been converted into flats/apartments. My one I guess was a late addition and I was the first tenant. It simply wasn't registered to me or anyone. It's also standard here in the UK to pay the individual utility bills to the individual utility companies providing their services. This is super weird and I haven't thought about it in years, but I suppose it was a loophole. Soda companies used to run giveaways where they would put a code under the cap and then you could enter the codes for points, and get free stuff once you had banked enough points. I was a stock boy at a local grocery store and we had to take care of the bottle return machines also. Any loose caps, and nasty soda juices, would settle in the bottoms of the bags, so on slow nights we would cut the corner of the bags to drain, and collect any loose caps which I would then wash in the mop sink and take home to bank the codes. I ended up getting some sweet stuff like a few CDs, a zip-up sweatshirt, and even some decent noise-cancelling headphones lol.